Hey guys, this is Chrissy.
And Joe.
And welcome to The Married Life, where we believe that it's never too early or too late to have a great marriage.
Yep.
Last time we talked about just the beginning stages of like how to get out of debt. We know that finances is such a big deal in marriage. It's something that comes up every day.
Yep.
Sparks arguments, and just if you're on a totally different page, if you have totally different upbringings, like it's a really hard thing to come together as a new married couple or whatever it is and get on the same page. So we just want to speak into that, help you guys get out of debt, give you guys practical things to do so we're on the same page.
Because I was going to say, it can create arguments or it can create vision and dreams.
It's true.
You know, when you're on the opposite page, arguments. But when you're on the same page, man, you're having dreams and we can get this, we can do that. What can we give? You know, where can we make a difference in someone else's life?
It's so true.
It's so cool getting on the same page with it.
Yeah. So we kind of ended last time in like really adjusting your lifestyle and what it really takes to get out of debt. Because if it was easy,
everybody would be debt free.
Everybody would do it, but they're not.
Nope.
And so just some things that Joe and I have done to adjust our lifestyle. Like, I mean, I grew up pretty conservative with money. You know, my parents were pretty good with money, but you had anything and everything that you ever wanted, and sometimes two of it.
Yep.
You know, and that's great that you had like a really great childhood in that sense, but it didn't really teach you or train you
the
as
value
an
of
adult.
a dollar.
Exactly. And so, you know, I always had a job since I was like 13. Not that my parents made me, but like if I wanted to do anything extra, like I had to pay for it myself. And so it really created me, like we talked about last time, into a nerd, you know, with my money.
Yep.
And Joe was a free spirit.
Right.
And so we had to come together and we had to like sit down and talk about these things. And so after we did that, we were able to look and say, okay, we're on the same page. We can do this. This is our goal. This is our vision.
Yep.
And then we had to adjust our lifestyle.
Yep.
So I think since we've been married, we've never had cable because we did this so early on.
You're right.
So we did this so early on in our marriage that we just started out this way.
Yep.
And so
we were the original cord cutters.
we were the originals. So we've never had cable. We've never had a new car.
Not by choice.
I mean, we've had a lot of cars given to us, which is a huge blessing. And I think how cool, like, we've just created these opportunities for the Lord to bless us. When in reality, like, we just couldn't afford it. But God has, like, showed, you know, us that he wants to provide for us. And I think it's grown our faith a lot.
Right. And just to go back to what I said, because some people might be like, oh, well, he said that not by choice we didn't buy a new car. If we had the opportunity to buy a new car, we still wouldn't, because they depreciate in value as soon as you drive them off the lot.
It's so stupid.
So I know this is kind of like off topic, but if you're looking for a car, do not buy a brand new car.
It's not worth it.
You can still buy a used car that's a few years old that's going to run just as great. And I mean, you're going to take off a quarter of the price.
It's so true. So just thinking smart like that. We don't go out to eat very often.
No.
We kind of cut that out. I mean,
speaking of, I am hungry.
I know. Coffee is probably like the most thing that we grab out, you know, like my kids have never, and this isn't like a look at us, but like I don't go through the drive-thru. My kids don't eat McDonald's. It's not because, I mean, they have eaten McDonald's. I think we've gone to a party or whatever. But that is not our go-to. Our go-to is not, I forgot about this. Let's quick go through a drive-thru. No, this is so instilled in us of being good stewards of our money. Like, I am well, first of all, my kids eat all the time, so I constantly have to have food with me. But, like, it is instilled in my DNA that we don't spend money eating out. Yeah.
Well, I was going to say that you do so good at preparing for those, whether it's a trip to the beach, whether it's a trip down the road, you know, whether it's a trip in Disney, like of packing snacks, you know, and again, like healthy snacks. And here's another thing, because some of you might be like, well, how can you eat healthy on a budget? I've actually had somebody ask me that. They asked, how are you feeding them all this stuff that's so expensive? I'm like, people think it's expensive, but if you shop right between Aldi, Costco, Meijer, you look for the deals, you can find really good deals.
Yeah.
And again, because you always have food prepared, so it's not driving through a drive-through or going here.
It's cheaper.
It's way cheaper, and it's healthier for your kids.
Yeah. So I'm just always prepared in that way, and it's not always perfect. It's not, you know. But here's the thing: when I do have to like, if I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have any food or whatever, I will go to a grocery store
Right.
versus fast food,
Yep.
and I'll pick up whatever they would want to eat there.
A couple weeks ago when we went to the Cubs game, remember we were like, man, we need some coffee. And so
I don't know if this is ghetto or smart.
Yeah.
I can't tell yet.
So I told
still don't know.
Chrissy that they have a iced coffee at, Meyer, Jewel, Walmart,
Whatever.
wherever. Yeah, exactly. It's a Starbucks and it's a blonde roast and it tastes so good. But they actually don't have it at Starbucks, the cold brew or the iced coffee.
Yeah.
And so I told Chrissy, I said, let's just go into the grocery store, get a big thing of it, get a couple cups, and boom, then we have our coffee.
Yeah.
It cost us $5.
$5.
It's on sale right now, $3.99. I saw it.
Ooh, should've grabbed it. What's wrong with you?
They didn't have our flavor. They didn't have the
Oh.
blonde roast. They only had the dark roast. Anyways, we got that for $5, and we drank.
I actually went to Starbucks and got 2 glasses full of
Yes,
ice.
yes. That's how awesome it is. That's how awesome my wife is. How many cups of coffee did we get for $5 through
I
that?
probably drank 3, so that was 6.
6.
We
On
each
our-
got 3 full grande size.
Yep,
For $5.
for $5. And if we would have went to Starbucks, it would have been $5 per drink, and we'd have only had 2 drinks.
It would have been 10.
$10 for only 2 drinks
I know
versus
it.
$5 for 8 drinks or 6
So
drinks.
let me know if that's ghetto or if that's smart.
Or if we just inspired you guys.
Ooh.
And it's
Oh,
good.
Starbucks
Listen,
hates
I'm
us
telling you,
now.
that cold iced coffee blonde roast, it's good.
Okay, we're talking about debt. We're not talking about coffee.
All right, let's go through some things that we can cut.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think of other things. Like, I have really great people in my life that know how to do hair. And so I don't go to the salon.
Mm-hmm.
I used to dye my hair myself out of a box.
Mm-hmm.
Then all my hairstylist people were like cringing, so I had to stop. When we go to the movies, we don't get popcorn. We don't get pop. We don't get candy. We don't do any of that kind of stuff.
But here's the thing. So, and this is a sneak, because if some of you are like, well, I love the movies, I love popcorn. Okay, so many movie theaters now have rewards. And so
Yeah.
when we go to Portage, we get scanned and then we get rewards. So last time I took Gwen there, because it was a 1-year anniversary, 2-year anniversary for being an awards member,
Yeah.
we got a free popcorn. Also, what it will do is that we will actually go and we'll go to the movies on Tuesdays because they're $5 each instead of the normal $10 on a
Per
Friday or
person, yeah.
Saturday. Yeah, exactly, per person. So even that, it's another way to save money, because I love movies, so I want to go see a movie. Like right now, we're still waiting to go see The Lion King.
I
We were
know.
going to actually go see it this morning, but
We're just waiting for Tuesday to come around.
right. Well, so here's another thing. Like in Michigan City, any movie before noon is $5 also.
Well, it's almost 1 o'clock, Joe.
That's what I said we were going to do it this morning, but things came up.
Okay. So we do things like that. We just have to like strategically think, and we don't always get to see the movie on the day that it comes out. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. It just all depends on the budget.
If it's like a spoiler movie that you have to
Okay.
like Endgame,
But
we
everybody
had to
knows
see
what
it.
the Lion King is going to happen. Like,
Exactly. We all know what happens with Mufasa.
okay. We, for a really long time, when we first started getting out of debt, we said no to a ton of things, and we missed out on a lot. Like, just being pastors and being in the local church, like, we get invited to everything.
Yep.
And so I would feel really bad if I would come to something and not bring a gift or something like that's a really awful feeling. But I just couldn't do it. Joe
Yep.
and I had a vision, and I wouldn't necessarily explain that we didn't have money for it, but I'm just like, I am so sorry, I can't make it, blah blah blah. But we had this vision, and we missed out on a ton of stuff. And so that's something that we did.
Yep. So it's just knowing that when you're invited to so many parties, because especially when it's wedding season, when there's baby showers, when there's all these different kind of things, it's like, okay, is this in the budget? Because if not, especially around Christmas time and you got a big family, like,
that's another thing. Like, you just have to pick and choose. Like, I think it's crazy that, America, you get anything and everything that you want for Christmas. Well, first of all, like, it's not about that. You have to, like, reel it in. My in-laws and, my family spoil the crap out of our kids anyways. So,
I know, I wish they'd spoil the crap out of me.
so you grew up. You don't
Yeah,
get
that's
that
right.
anymore. That was you as a kid, Joe, remember?
That was. And now look, it's happening to them. We got to cut this off.
So it's like you just have to have a bigger vision.
But I think this is really good too, because again, even talking about that, about spoiled kids and stuff, is that Gwen wanted a Barbie. And so Chrissy put her butt to work at
I
home.
did.
You know, she's like, hey, clean these windows, have a garage sale. So Gwen literally
She had her
collected.
first garage sale, and it was so cute. And her aunt and uncle were the only ones
Yeah.
that came to it.
Yeah.
But she made like $1, and it was really cute.
Yeah.
But you know what? She forgot about the Barbie, and she never even asked for it. She
Yeah.
got so distracted by her.
And you got rid of some other crap that we didn't want in the house.
It's true. It's just
And
like-
it's just teaching her how to work.
I know it. And so it's just about being creative. We, I think, as Americans have gotten to this consumer mentality or FOMO, where we have a fear of missing out, and we have to get out of that.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have to be at everything. We don't need everything. We don't
Right.
have to have the biggest, best, greatest, and latest. Like, we just don't need that.
Yep.
And so I think on more than one level, like being responsible and being good stewards of our money helps us on so many levels other than our budget.
For sure.
It helps with our marriage. It comes back to the simple things. Just get a laser focus of where you and your spouse and your family and where you want to go. And I'm telling you, it's gonna bring you back to ground level.
Yep.
You know? All right. You know what? I would actually love to hear. You guys can post it up on social media. What are some sacrifices that you have taken to get out of debt or to just get more towards the vision that you have for your marriage? I would love to hear that.
Yep.
And then number 7, so you need to systematically pay off your debts. And so I think Dave Ramsey does an amazing job. He lays it out, but there are so many other financial people that can really help you out with that. But Dave Ramsey calls it the snowball effect. And at first glance, it doesn't sound right, because you would think that you want to pay off the debt that has the highest interest, right? But the snowball effect is you line up from the smallest amount.
So you have a credit card with $300 in debt on it.
It doesn't matter the interest rate.
Yep.
So lay out your debts, whether maybe your car payment, maybe your car is the smallest, your student loan is the greatest. Do it from smallest to largest, and then you are going to pay off the smallest to the largest. Because once you start getting rid of these things, once you start like knocking them out, it not only obviously helps you financially, but it motivates you.
For
I'm
sure
telling
does.
you, we did this and I was like, done,
Yep.
done. And it felt so good.
Yep. And listen, because we're not financial advisors.
No.
But if you go and listen to Dave Ramsey, he's going to be ruthless with you guys, because there's some of you out there, he's going to tell you want to get debt free, sell your car. Even if, like you're like, oh, well, I'm not going to make that much. He's going to say, sell it, pay the rest off. You're going to have to do that and buy a clunker or whatever. He's like, because in the long run, you're going to pay so much interest. You're going to end up losing so much money versus you just selling it right now.
It's so crazy. And it's a pride thing.
Oh, for sure.
Like Joe and I mean, and honestly, I'm trying to just be a really good steward of my car. Like, we try to fix it. We have a guy that helps us fix up our car. He's like the sweetest.
Yep.
And he said, what did he say? There's a gerbil somewhere in my car running on a wheel, keeping my car running.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? No, it's not a gerbil. It's my tithe.
Yep.
Because I am very faithful with that, that he is. I don't know how it's happening, but my car is.
Oh, for sure. He's asked before, almost like every time after we work on it. He's like, so what's your plan for your next car? I'm like, this is my plan. Keep it alive.
Plan A. Keep it going.
Keep it alive. But it is. It's just, again, being good, because when we bought the car, I don't remember how much we got. What was it, $8,000 or something?
It was 10, but we put 6 down.
Right. And we paid that off so fast. And we got that when we got married. So 10 years ago, we've had this car for 10 years now.
It's almost 15 years old.
Right. And it's still running, and it works perfect for you and the girls and stuff. And it's like, okay, why would we sell this to upgrade to be paying now?
Sell it and get $50 for it?
Right.
What do you mean sell it?
And stop interrupting me. And then going up and end up paying like $250 or $300 a month for a car versus paying nothing right now, except
and it's only for a season.
Right.
Like, that's what we need to understand. Like, this is not the rest of our life.
Right. You're trying to get debt free. But then it is, when you get a vehicle like this, you start thinking, well, why do I need something else? Like, I get it. My truck, that's a rust bucket. I actually get scared when the girls get too close to it, because I don't want them to get cut by my rust. I'm like, okay, back off. And all my door handles have fallen off multiple times on my truck, and I've had to replace them.
Yeah, but that's not your truck, because we see other avalanches with missing door handles.
I want to help them.
Bro, I can help you.
I've seen YouTube. I've used the YouTube videos. I've fixed them. So anyways, I think it's so important, if you guys are like down for this, because again, this was just 2 podcasts. We talked about it. is to do more research. Look up Dave Ramsey videos. They're going to inspire you. Look up his podcast. Watch Chrissy again. She used to just drive around and listen to his radio show every day, and it would just inspire her.
It's so inspiring. The way that he presents the information, you are going to want to get out of debt. And I mean, this book that we're reading, it's called The ABCs of Financial Freedom by Barry Cameron. Like, he lays it out so good, and it really starts with your attitude behind debt and giving and all that kind of stuff. And I just think it's really going to change your heart behind it.
Yep. And what I love about Dave Ramsey and Barry is that they're both Christians. And so many times they both talk about, obviously, like the financial principle of giving, of tithing, of how it's all God's, how we are stewards of it. And so again, why would God give us more if we can't be good stewards of what he's already given us?
That is so true.
Yep. Well, we'll wrap it up with that then.
I think so.
Cool. I'm Joe.
I'm Chrissy.
And this is The Married Life, and we believe that it's never too early or too late to have a great marriage. We'll see you guys next time.